Thank you, Dr. Amir. I think I'm so happy that I'm here today with you. And more so, I'm happy because my institute has produced stalwarts like you. And that makes me really happy that people like you have come out of this College of Engineering and made it so big. And thank you once again for having me here. It's such a pleasure. I think quality of education is what you were talking about, and it's a big concern, of course, quality of education, and especially engineering education, because there are so many engineering colleges around that you really can't decide which one is better, which one is good at teaching computer science or mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or electronics and communication engineering. So if the parents are worried, they want to know. So we have one solution for them. We said, oh, you want to look at quality? Okay, we have a body. We call that as a NAC. We call that as NBA. Now these bodies are there. There's also a UGC and there's several other things, NIRF ranking and things like that, which have come up recently. Now, just yesterday, we celebrated the Accreditation Day. If you remember, there is an Accreditation Day. Okay? I hope everybody knows what is accreditation, whoever is in this line of education. Now, if I want to know the quality of education in a particular institute, I look if they are accredited. Now, accreditation means you are making an assessment of the quality of education. Now, this assessment can be at the institute level. This assessment can be at the program level. So what we do is, okay, we say that we can look up to these agencies like NAC or NBA or UGC to give some ranking to these universities or these institutes. And then we can say, okay, this is what quality means to me. Well, that's a good way of assessing quality. But nevertheless, now parents have become very smart. They ask whether you have NBA accreditation. Earlier, they never had that awareness that these bodies are available and they assess. Now they ask whether this program is NBA accredited. NBA stands for National Board of Accreditation in India. So they do accredited engineering programs. And program means BTech Computer Science is a program. BTech Mechanical Engineering is a program. So program-wise accreditation is also available. So if you want to go into one particular branch of engineering also, again, you can look at NBA and say, yes, they have gotten accreditation from NBA. So this is one way of assessing quality. But when you look at students who are joining the engineering college, what is their understanding of quality? To them, what does quality mean? What does quality mean to the parents? Although there is awareness about these bodies that are available, yet there is only one thing in their mind: will we be employed? Employment is the first thing that comes to mind. The parents ask us whether my child will be employed if he studies in your institute. So we have to give them some statistics. Our placement office works this way. So many students get placed every year. Now, does this assess quality, the placements? If I give placement to a lot of my students, does that give an idea about the quality? They ask me, what is your pay package, the highest pay package that a student got, or the average pay package? Once I tell them that, okay, that is another parameter, they say, okay, this is really a good package. And maybe only one student got that package, but yet that institute gets that name. They say, okay, this time ISB student got this big package. Not everybody got, one of them got, but yes, ISB gets the branding for that particular course. So now you see, everybody is having a very different notion of quality. Now in today's world, let me tell you, systems have become very, very complex. And educational institutions are also a part of these complex systems. Now, when you're doing accreditation, you are looking at how the program is being offered as far as the documentation is concerned. That means, do you maintain all your documents in place? At the moment, that is what accreditation is doing. Now, looking at the documents, can you assess the quality? I really don't know. Today, there are institutes, I shouldn't be saying this on a public platform, but they hire agents to create the documents. So they can have very good documents in place. But does that mean that that institute has got a very good quality of education? So now, quality of engineering education, I've still not told you what it would mean, because there is no one answer to it. Now, you see, I'll tell you one thing. When I graduated, I belonged to a 4.5-year batch. Prior to me, there were 5-year batch students. Engineering used to be a 5-year program. The batch after my batch started off with 4-year program. Now, when I got a job in any company, I used to be hired as a graduate engineer trainee. We never had a straight engineer job. We used to call that as GETS, GET, graduate engineer trainee. So what we did is we learned a body of knowledge in our college. We got some basics, we got some reasoning skills or whatever skills we got. Then we went and joined a job, and there on the job, we got trained for 6 months or a year. And then after, we were put on the job. Soon, this GET job was gone. There was no graduate engineer trainee. They directly want an engineer, industry. Industry wants a ready-made engineer. So what they say, that you should have all the skills needed to work in my industry. So now what they're doing, Dr. Amir is an economist. Okay? So they are now looking at the economy part. They want to save money. The industry people, the companies that you're working in, these people, they want to save money. So they said, now why should I waste money on these GTs? 1 year train them. We should push this part into the curriculum itself. We should see that the curriculum that gets defined for every program, that should absorb these things. So we'll save paying 1 year money to that person. Immediately, educational institutions were given that responsibility. We had to change our syllabus, frame our syllabus in such a way that they should acquire those skills. Now, you see, what is happening is there's a shift. We used to have long-term goals when we set up our curricula earlier. Now, we are having short-term goals. The industry says, today I want a Python engineer. I will create a Python engineer. So these are short-term goals. What the industry needs today, I have to create that kind of engineer and give it to the industry. So what happened? I was planning on giving the students some basics and some long-term goals, the setting where he could probably go and become a researcher. He could do high-level thinking. He could look at some interdisciplinary things. He may want to look at some other things. We used to study 5-year course or 4.5-year course, where first 2 years we were grilled in all branches of engineering, not just our own branch. We were taught all branches of engineering. Why? Why were we taught? Because this world is beautifully connected, believe me. This world is really beautifully connected. We cannot live in silos in isolation like this, saying that I'm a computer scientist, I'm an AI person, I'm a mechanical person, I'm a electronics person. That doesn't work like that. We have to all work together. Once again, they say we have to be interdisciplinary. Today, again, that is another buzzword. We have to be interdisciplinary. So these educational institutions, they say you must now make your goals, your short-term goals. You must see what the industry is doing and absorb that into your curriculum. Okay, well said. We'll absorb it. Okay. Now it has to be interdisciplinary. That means you must learn other subjects also. Okay, so my courses I have to teach in 4 years, my branch of engineering. Okay, and I have to teach a few science courses and English and things like that because people are coming from various backgrounds. Now the scale of the problem I'll discuss later. But students are coming from various backgrounds. They are not all coming from the same institution. Some are from the rural side, some are from the urban side. And there's a good mix of people. Some are women, some are men, boys and girls. So all kinds of mix are here. Now, once they come to my institute, I have to give them this training for industry. Then interdisciplinary it has to be. So I have to see that they should also learn something else apart from their own domain. Third thing they say, we should give them value education. Nowadays, they are stressing on value education because they are producing engineers who are not at all useful to the nation. Now, what happened? Most of the people who study at IIT, who get the heaviest of funding, so much money spent on them. And after they finish, they go away for greener pastures wherever they want to. Of course, I don't say that it is wrong, right? I don't debate that, but they go away. If you see who is heading ISRO or who is heading DRDL Defense Lab or who is heading some big positions in some public sector organizations, you will find one of those persons are the state university students. Those are the ones. So what happened? We have spent time, money, effort on some people. We thought we should give them the highest of education, the best of the education. We put them there. Quality is given, but values, I don't know. Who has what kinds of values? Serving the nation, is it a value? I don't know. To some it may be. To some it may be like, okay, individually, everybody has a different idea that, okay, yes, I will serve the nation by staying outside the country and sending money into the country. And that is the way I'm serving my country. Okay. So there are various ideas of economics. Okay. I think Dr. Amir has good models of economic models, but I think people fit into different models. They are serving their country, but in a very different way. So that the quality of education, coming back to this once again, okay, we have to now imbibe values into them, our culture into them. Lately, they have started AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. They said we should have an induction program, a 3-week induction program. What is this induction program? When they come to our college or our institute or our university, we should teach them different things, we should open up their mind to different fields, different areas, call people who are leading scientists, maybe they are leading musicians, maybe they are sportsmen, and expose them to everything in the first year. Then teach them yoga, teach them some values, teach them some communication skills. For 3 weeks, don't put them onto any of the engineering courses. Just let them do these things so that their mind opens up. And then after, they can think what they want to do. And based on that, they will be studying. See, everybody is trying experiments. Okay? It is a very beautiful thing. To achieve quality, experimentation is going on. And we don't know really which experiment is the best one. The results, which of the results of the experiment is the best one. Now here, okay, they tried this new idea of an induction program. Initially, when the student comes, we have to teach them values. We have to open up their minds to all the different areas and then let them choose and let them decide. All well said, well done. Now the student has a mind. He wants to think, she wants to think, she wants to do something. We tell them, no. Now after you finish this, you will have a semester comprising of 40 weeks of instruction. And in the 40 weeks, you have to complete this course. And you have to study these topics only and not beyond these topics. Okay. Okay, we have a limitation. We will say, we will teach you and this is what you should do. Now, one student feels, no, I want to first read something else. Then I want to come to this. Okay. We said, no, you cannot do like that. Our program is fixed. In 4 years, you have to finish and go away. And I have set for you this program. You have to do this program as it is. The student says, okay, nothing, I cannot do anything. I have to get my degree. Well, now again, first we told him, you open up your mind, you do whatever you want. Again, we put him into the constraint saying that, no, you have to take these courses just like the way we are saying, finish it up in 1 semester. Now, one student will say, I'll finish it up in half a semester. I'm really smart. I know this area. I learned programming in my 10th class. I don't want to do this programming course again. No, 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 you have to do the programming course. Another person says, no, no, I need one more semester because in my village, there was no computer. I did not learn the programming languages. I want to spend 2 semesters on doing programming. No, 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 you cannot do that. You have to stick to this pattern that we are giving you. So what we did now, we are saying we want quality. Now, when we give some freedom to the student, okay, then the student can do his best or her best, and then quality will come automatically. The faculty, the students, all of them have to work together as a family and see that something tangible is achieved. Some outcomes are available. Now, here, we say we want to work as a family, but it is really not possible. What happened now? Suddenly, you have seen that this pandemic has come. And all of us know that this pandemic, okay, is giving you some kind of a jolt. This pandemic is giving you some kind of a jolt. What is that jolt? It says now you should go for online education. So till now we thought quality means classroom teaching is the best way of teaching and restrict them to that number of hours. They have to learn in that 1 hour lecture, whatever I teach, and they should go home and they should study one textbook, and that is the way we are teaching. Now suddenly COVID has brought another aspect, that is online teaching. Now you see, we were not able to think, sit back and reflect and change the way education is being imparted. However, COVID is coming to our rescue. And what is this COVID doing? It is forcing us to do things online. Now, by doing online, many teachers are saying it's very difficult. We like the face-to-face. We have the personal touch with the student. And we can impart quality by seeing them in person. But if I don't see them in person, I cannot teach. Contrary to this, there has been a lot of research in education, and they're saying that online teaching is much more beneficial. Now, whatever lectures you have to give, you can record and give the lecture to the student. The student can listen to the lecture at their own leisure. They can spend their time on the lecture whenever they are in a mood for that. Remember, no student can sit and listen to for 1 hour. Thereby, you are compromising your quality. But here in online, it is not so. You can let the student do whatever they want. So it's kind of a leveler. It is saying, no, no, now in online education, you have to give some freedom to the students. You can come back again for a discussion class. You can come back online and you can have a discussion with the class. And you can say, after having read the material, we can discuss it over some Zoom or whatever you want to have. So what is happening here? In online teaching, okay, we are trying to say that, okay, we will try to see that depending on the student's ability, the student will make a progression. I think that is a very good thing. It will improve the quality because the student will do it as per their interest. Quality cannot be enforced by forcing a student to learn something. The motivation has to come from inside. The student also contributes a lot. Teacher is one who motivates, and the student is the one who has to play their own role. Okay? So 70% of the effort comes from the student side. So now this online education is going to help you, people are saying. And many institutes have started practicing online education since a long time. We have just started, most institutes have just started and are still dabbling. They have not yet understood how online education could be good for a student. But believe me, there are institutes who are showing that online education is going to improve the quality of education. Now, there is a policy that has been introduced in India. I think most of you must have heard about it, the National Education Policy, NEP. There's another thing which we talk about, which is called as outcome-based education. So whatever I'm teaching, what is the outcome of that? Every time we are asked to reflect on that. What is the outcome of the course that you are teaching? What is the outcome of the program that you are offering? Okay. Now, if the outcomes are very clearly defined, and if the student wants those outcomes, they should go for your course. Right or wrong? Looks right, right? Because if you are interested and you want these outcomes, you might as well go for that course, or you may not go for the course. Now, what is NEP doing? NEP is saying, if a person finishes off with so many courses, we'll give him a certificate course or her a certificate course and send them away. If the child or the student finishes so many number of courses, we'll give them a diploma and send them away. If the child does so many courses, we'll give them a degree and send them away. Do you see the beauty now? Why should an engineering program exist? Because do we really need all the engineering courses right now for the student? What is the outcome? Is the student interested in those outcomes? The student has no choice. Although choice-based credit system was there, but we hardly give a choice in the way instruction is offered, in the way courses are being offered, in the way the student can progress. We don't take the student into account at all. And quality cannot be improved without taking into account the major stakeholder in this education system, which is the student. The student is a customer, and we have to satisfy our customer. And if the customer is satisfied, we are really delivering what we want to deliver. So my personal argument is that if I want to impart quality education, I will impart those things which are leading to some particular outcomes. And only those students who want those outcomes shall register for this course. Unlike a BTech program which is offered today, wherein quality is being assessed, okay, by some accreditation bodies. They come, they go. And of course, we give a body of knowledge. The industry wants their own things. The value education people want something else. Communication skills people want something else. Of course, I forgot about the management part and a little bit about accountancy and things like that. Even that is put into it. But we have not factored the student interest, and we have not given any freedom to the student. Once we give the student a freedom to choose, to decide what they want to do out of this whole basket of courses that we're going to offer at any point in time, and then don't force him to complete everything as and when they finish. And if somebody needs a person with those skills, they should get absorbed wherever they want to work. I think we have served the purpose and we have achieved the quality. But we enforce that they have to stay here for 4 years and complete their 4-year education, and in the way that we want them to learn. I think it's very, very difficult to impart quality as far as the student is concerned. You are thinking, as a teacher, I'm thinking I've prepared very well. I've given a very good lecture. I've given quality. But did the learner learn? As a teacher, I've taught. But did the learner learn everything that you taught? If the learner has not learned, then I think, what are you talking about quality? Your quality of lecture is not the only thing. You must have given a very good lecture. But teaching and learning, the quality of teaching and learning together has to be improved. If I improve the quality of teaching alone, it doesn't serve the purpose. The teaching and the learning quality both have to improve hand in hand. So what I did, I just improved my teaching. I improved my skills. I learned a topic thoroughly and I give a good lecture. But this student, his outcomes or his desire to do something at this moment of time was something different. So there is no flexibility in my system that the learner can learn only those things which interest. So I think we have to look at this like teaching as well as learning. Both have to go hand in hand. And for that to happen, we have to have systems which are more liberated, where you have provision where students can pick, choose, learn at their own pace. You know the scale of the problem. Today in India, the kind of student we admit, there's a wide range. There are also people who have gone through to better institutes, who have gone to not so good institutes, but are brilliant. They have to catch up on certain things. These people have to catch up on something else. So the whole idea is that we have to not just teach and improve the quality of our lectures. That is one aspect. That is one aspect. The industry wants some skills. You have to impart those skills. That is also another aspect. You have to impart values. And that improves the quality of education, because an engineer who is not serving his country or is not of any use to the country, even then it's not good. So teaching is one thing, but learning, from my point of view, I'm thinking from the point of view of a student. And if the learner is given that freedom, then I think we are giving good quality education, which is what is needed by the student. Well, this is my argument that teaching and learning should happen together. I think I'm not keeping track of the time, but is this okay, or I can go on for some more time? Some people are putting some questions also. I'm seeing as I'm doing this. Okay, somebody says quality of teaching is the biggest issue in all private colleges. It is not just NIT, the qualification which needs to be checked by accreditation assessment team, but the teaching quality. Students are left to fend for themselves. That's how the tuition center thrives. Privatization of education is a bane. Okay. Now, privatization, okay. Some people are talking about privatization. There are a lot of private colleges which are there today. Of course, privatization is there. Okay, that's unavoidable. That is good. You can have private institutes, but of course, again, you have to maintain the standards. There are these accreditation bodies, as I told you in the very beginning, to assess the quality. And if you don't maintain the quality, okay, you will not survive in the market. Now, it is up to the parents. If they simply want to send their child to such a college, why are they sending them to such a college? You know the reputation of that college. You're still sending the child to that college, which means you simply want your child to have the name, the designation engineer appended to his or her name. And if that is your goal, you can't blame privatization for that. As a parent, you have to take a decision. The parents have to take a decision whether they want to send them to a particular private college. There are many private colleges, I will say, that they're very good. They're imparting very good education. It's not as if private colleges are not doing good. But the parents have to decide, why do you want every child to become an engineer? Why are you forcing him into engineering? That question the parents have to ask themselves. Why do they want them to go to a private college, which is not really good, which does not have a good name? You already know now that this college is not so good. Already, I told you there are accreditation bodies, and you can use the ranking, an IRF ranking, or whatever parameters. And by word of mouth, you'll get to know that privatization is there, but this particular private college is good, or this private college is not good. I think these kinds of ideas you can easily get by looking at their websites, by looking, talking to people, your seniors, your friends. So I don't think that the quality of teachers is very bad in private colleges. You don't don't make them an engineer. Why do you want to send them there? There are so many other better disciplines for you. So my contention is that privatization is not a big thing. Privatization, yes. Now, quality of teacher is bad. Let me tell you one other thing on this quality of teachers. Normally, what should happen is, when I used to study, if you did an MTech after BTech, then people would do MTech because they were really interested in pursuing their higher studies, going further after BTech. And then further, they went on to do a PhD because they really wanted to do something great, some research. And do some innovations and things like that. But today, BTech level, people have learned a lot of things. And people who don't get jobs in the industry, they go on to MTech sometimes. It need not be for everybody. Then after MTech, people who don't get some more jobs, they may get into PhD. The things are changing nowadays. So industry is ready to absorb if you have the skills. And here, sometimes people are doing MTech at PhD and joining teaching jobs because so many private colleges have opened. Okay. Now, of course, private colleges have opened, but the accreditation bodies are saying, no, this is not a good one. This is not ranked good. This program is not accredited. So you take a decision, even if they have opened up a college, okay, you don't send them to that college. And if some people who have come through this path of not wanting to do MTech or a PhD and they become teachers, okay, I'm sure they will not impart good education. So such institutes will really fail to impart. Now, many colleges are getting closed automatically because students don't go to those colleges. But where is the mistake? Is it the mistakes of the parents, or is it because of the institute? If the parents don't want to send and make their child an engineer unnecessarily, where the institute is not good and the child is not interested, I think it doesn't work that way. So I think these are a few thoughts that I had with me to share.